In this masterclass tutorial, we're going to be working with the Gradation-FX technique, and we're going to actually work with the ColorLogic user manual. That's on page 7, work with inside Adobe Illustrator. And this is the ability to be able to gradate different metallic colors together, which is something that cannot be done with a metallic ink-based system. So if you were to take, for example, two spot metallic colors, you cannot blend them together, but we can do that with the ColorLogic system because we're not gradating the metallic, we're actually gradating the color that sits on top of the metallic. And obviously there are many different things that we can do with inside these gradations, so I'm going to show you a few different techniques today. I'm going to go into Illustrator. Now I've got a document that's been pre-created with a range of different types of gradations, and we're going to use a combination of both the graphic styles and also our manual overprinting technique. So first of all, I'm going to go and open up my swatch libraries, and this lists all the colors in CMYK. So I need to create a gradation, so let's create a gradient. I'll do a linear gradient in this instance. And for the colors, let's have a green. So I'm going to use a number 70 on the left. Let's go for like a purple. Let's go for number 169 on the right. So what we've done here is we've just made the CMYK gradient. So if we look at our separation preview, turn off the CMYK, there is no metallic channel there. So we have to now generate that metallic. And it's as easy as using the action set. So from previous tutorials that we've explained, the action set is a step and repeat command that basically will make something metallic. The only thing you need to do is make sure that you already have the ColorLogic spot color in your document. So first of all, go to the CL4713 silver, click it. That will then add it into your swatches for that document. Then the script can run. The script is basically looking for that silver channel. Select the graphic you want to make metallic, play the action, and then it's made it metallic. So if we then go onto our separation preview, you can see we've got our metallic separation that's been generated on our ColorLogic channel and the CMYK colors printing over the top. So that's a standard gradient. You've got a metallic green blended into metallic purple. We can also do metallic into process. So let's choose some more colors. Let's go with, let's choose something different this time. We'll go with an orange going into the purple. Now, we don't have to have everything in metallic. We can blend, say, process on the left going into metallic purple on the right. So to do this, select the element. We're going to duplicate it with a 0,0 offset, so we're making an identical copy. So we've got two of them now, one sat on top of the other. The one that's on the top, open up your gradient and put the ColorLogic spot color on the right, and then the ColorLogic spot color on the left, but the value for that one on the left will be 0%. So you've got 0 silver to 100 silver. Now we need to open up our attributes and turn on our overprint fill. We now have process orange blending into the metallic purple. So what I'm going to do next is I'm actually going to take those two elements, I'm going to copy them and show you something else. So let's do the 3D type effect. I'm actually going to start this from scratch. I'm going to just make a new gradient. So again, let's do a linear gradient. Pick some colors. Let's choose something different. Let's have a blue going into a magenta. 190 is a nice solid magenta. Okay, so this time we're going to do the same thing. We're going to duplicate it with a 0 offset. We're going to open up the gradient. We're going to put silver on the left. We're going to put silver on the right. And then in the middle, I'm going to put silver. But that value in the middle is going to be 0%. So now we've got solid silver on the left, blending into no silver, then going back out into silver. Okay, so now if we turn on our overprint from our attributes, and with that selected, we've now got metallic blue on the left, going into process in the middle, going on to metallic on the right. and that's okay. But if we now rotate that by 90 degrees, so we change the angle of rotation for that gradient, we've now changed that two-dimensional flat looking element into a 3D looking tube. So it's a 3D kind of gradient. So by having no metallic in that middle bit, acts as like a highlight or like a reflection. So what you would normally see as a reflection on a metallic element is actually created by it being in CMYK. So the metallic is at the top, process in the middle, metallic at the bottom. If we wanted to work with some of the different effects, for example, let's just make a gradient here. Let's add some more colors. We'll add a number in there. Let's choose a different color over here. Okay, if we want to make that metallic in the background, first of all, we can run the action set and just make it straightforward, plain metallic. So it's a metallic pink to metallic blue. If I want to have a watermark in the middle of this, what we have to do is we have to select the text, or it could be a logo. I'm just going to select all that. I need to make the background the same color as the text, the same color as the background. Now, there are two ways to do this. The easiest way that I find to create the watermark, sorry, it's actually dimensional effect. I should swap those around. Do this correctly, otherwise I'll confuse people. Okay, so dimensional effect we'll work with first then. Okay, so dimensional effect, select it, put it to the linear gradient, which is the same gradient as the blue to pink in the background. Notice how that obviously the gradients assigned to each individual element. So we need to go to our gradient tool and we need to click on the left and click to the right, and that's going to set the gradient the same amount as the background. So now we have our dimensional effect wording within inside that gradient. And if we turn off our separation, we turn off the color logic separation, notice how the effect disappears because it's all created through that color logic channel. So for the watermark, let's do two different colors again. In fact, we'll use the same colors. Let's just make that metallic by running the script. Okay, now we need to select that wording or the logo. Now for the watermark is basically 80% of the metallic. So all we have to do is click on the metallic color, which is the color logic CL4713 silver. Put the color value to 80 and then set your overprint to fill. And what you will have hidden inside there is your watermark. And if we turn off the overprint preview in Illustrator, because normally we're using overprint preview to see that overprinting information, you can see how our gradations are working. Okay, let's do the final one. The latest technique that we have is the Watermark FX Plus. Now to do this, we're going to do two things. First of all, let's hide that text. Let's make a gradient and let's choose a couple of colors. We'll do a green this time, going into a blue. Okay, so with that done, bring back our text, and this is the bit that we want to be the watermark. So the actual gradient is just CMYK, it's not a metallic gradient. What we're doing is we're adding metallic text in a gradient over the top. So this watermark text here. So I'm just going to edit the content of that because I've actually put it into a clipping path. Sorry, a clipping mask. I'm going to edit the contents. I'm now going to color that up as the color logic separation at 30% in value, and go to my attributes and overprint fill. So that now has a watermarked gradient effect in the background. So the actual gradient itself is CMYK, but all the wording is metallic. And it's metallic, each letter is an individual metallic that's blended all the way through, just by controlling that separation. So as you can see, we have different ways that you can actually work with gradations. You have your solid gradations of two colors together. You can have process into metallic. You can make them look 3D. You can add some dimensional effect or a watermark, or you could be more subliminal. The subliminal use, by the way, will be a lot brighter because you've got the bright CMYK in the background and then that subtle watermark feature that's coming through. So it is very subtle, but adds an extra layer of dimension. All you would need to do now is check your separations before saving it. I normally go through and check, and it's always a good idea because I've noticed, yep, it's all working fine. Okay, so we can now save that file and we could print it. Obviously you would do a nice design. And that's this tutorial on working with gradations.